Can you even begin to imagine how long celebrity influencers would rot in jail if they were charged for all their crimes? I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. And after binge-watching Logan Paul content for 100 hours, I have documented a plethora of horrible crimes that will have Logan thrown in jail faster than you can say like and subscribe. But let's start at the very beginning. Back in 2017, Logan Paul ventured into Japan's Aokigahara forest.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
There, he filmed a deceased suicide victim's body up close while cracking jokes at the scene.
There's no going back. I've seen things I can't unsee.
If this had happened in the US, what Logan did can be classified under abuse of a corpse, which states that no person, except as authorized by law, shall treat a human corpse in a way that he or she knows would outrage reasonable family and community sensibilities. And since this socially inept buffoon is from Ohio, this would be classified as a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail. But filming a suicide victim was just the beginning of Logan's disregard for life. And as we're about to see, his treatment of animals shows a pattern that's even more disturbing. In February 2018, barely a month after the suicide forest controversy, Logan posted a video showing himself using a taser on 2 dead rats.
Are we using weapons for this?
I'm not gonna use my bare hands.
Yeah, you're right. Here, no rat comes into my house without getting tased.
While tasing already dead animals isn't explicitly illegal, it's clear he only saw them as toys to amuse himself with. Just a few months later, in 2019, Logan's pet Pomeranian Kong was killed by a coyote after being left outside unsupervised in a neighborhood known for predatory wildlife. Despite knowing the risks, Logan admitted this wasn't the first time Kong had escaped.
Kong's ran away before, guys. If you're like OG Logang, you know Kong has ran out the gate like 3 times before we got a fence to stop him.
Under animal neglect laws, negligently causing the death of a companion animal is typically a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail. Unfortunately for Logan's pets, Kong wouldn't be the last casualty of his negligence. Later that same year, Logan's pet parrot Maverick died after being left alone with his dog Ginger.
Dumb little bird.
So if you look here,
Oh.
you'll see his eyeball, and then you'll see his other eyeball. This is his beak. This is his, I don't know, part of his body, and here's some feathers, and here's more of his beak.
Despite owning Maverick for 7 years, Logan failed to take proper precautions to keep his pet separated. The Maverick brand apparently doesn't extend to actually caring for the animal it was named after. This constitutes another count of animal neglect resulting in death. Finally, in 2023, Logan's pet pig Pearl was found abandoned in a field next to another deceased pig. The pig was suffering from a life-threatening uterine infection and mangled ears. While Logan claims he rehomed Pearl to a ranch before moving to Puerto Rico, he fails to mention the presence of a second pig, which is suspected to be the pig that died besides Pearl. This was covered by YouTuber Sid Dwyer. He reached out to the pig breeder who sold the pigs to Logan, confirming that the pigs were still together when Logan moved. Under animal abandonment laws, this constitutes another misdemeanor offense, adding another 90 days. But Logan's cruelty isn't limited to animals. Humans who get too close to him often find themselves on the receiving end of his toxic behavior too. Logan's treatment of his podcast co-host George Janko constitutes workplace harassment. As documented in episode 351 of the Impulsive podcast, Logan allowed guest Bobby Lee to sexually harass George, making inappropriate physical contact while Logan laughed and encouraged the behavior. George later revealed that Logan threatened his employment if he didn't apologize to Bobby Lee after the incident.
Every 2 seconds, he kept grabbing my I don't think... How would you feel if a man that has his back completely towards you, that only turns around to grab your dick,
right,
talk shit to your face, and you can't smack or beat the living brakes off of this guy? Because Logan makes me apologize to this man, or I don't have a job on Impulsive anymore.
Additionally, Logan attempted to control George's business opportunities outside the podcast and made disparaging comments about his religion. Under workplace harassment laws, this type of behavior can constitute a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 180 days in jail. However, Logan doesn't stop at harassing coworkers. He also relentlessly infringes intellectual property. In July 2023, Logan's Prime Hydration brand released an Olympic edition drink promoted by NBA star Kevin Durant, complete with phrases like Olympic and Team USA on the packaging. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee sued Prime for trademark infringement, as Coca-Cola has exclusive rights to use Olympic symbols on beverages. While this resulted in a civil settlement, under federal law, criminal trademark counterfeiting can result in up to 10 years imprisonment for a first offense. But stealing Olympic branding is child's play compared to Logan's next venture, creating fake cryptocurrencies to scam his own fans. In 2021, Logan promoted a cryptocurrency called DinkDoink to his millions of followers, claiming it was his favorite coin, and that he believed in it.
DinkDoink, you're my favorite coin. Want you to dink on my face, take a doink on my chest.
What he failed to disclose was his direct involvement in creating the token.
We might as well, be honest about how this came about. I was chilling with Logan, and we were like, what's the stupidest name we could think of for like a coin, right? What's the weirdest name we could think of for like a little mascot that's like a dumb spring? We were like, DinkDoink. Oh my god, his name's DinkDoink. And it just came alive. Like, Logan designed the character on his phone, on Snapchat.
This makes his promotion a clear case of pump and dump securities fraud. Under federal securities law, this type of fraud carries a potential sentence of up to 5 years in prison. If DinkDoink was a test run for scamming fans, CryptoZoo was the main event, a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme that makes Bernie Madoff look like an amateur. After raising millions from fans who purchased Zoo tokens and NFT eggs, Logan failed to deliver the promised functionality. As documented by Coffeezilla's investigation, Logan refused to pay developers, hired questionable individuals to handle development, and essentially abandoned the project while keeping the funds. When confronted, Logan initially attacked Coffeezilla before eventually promising refunds that never materialized. This constitutes securities fraud for misrepresenting the investment opportunity, punishable by a 5-year prison term. Wire fraud for using electronic communications to defraud investors, punishable by a 20-year prison term. And theft by deception for taking approximately $2 million from initial investors, punishable by a 3-year prison term. And when someone finally had the courage to expose Logan's scams, rather than face accountability, he weaponized the legal system itself. In 2024, Logan filed a defamation lawsuit against Coffeezilla, not for legitimate damages, but as revealed in his own text messages, it was just to make his life difficult.
And even when Coffeezilla says one of Paul's friends tries to talk him out of the idea of spending time trying to punish Coffeezilla by stating, "Bro, you're a billionaire," Paul responds with, "A petty billionaire."
Using the legal system to harass a journalist and potentially interfere with a related class action lawsuit constitutes obstruction of justice, which carries a sentence of up to 5 years. If Logan Paul were held accountable for all his documented actions under applicable laws, he would face a prison sentence of 49 years and 6 months. That's enough time for Logan to miss the next 12 Olympic Games, 12 presidential administrations, and 50 WWE championship reigns. But what do you think? Is 49 years too harsh? Or not enough for someone who's repeatedly harmed those around him for personal gain? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and let us know which controversial YouTuber we should sentence next. Because in the court of public opinion, everyone's got a record. But Logan isn't the longest prison sentence we've given out so far. Vitaly has somehow managed to outdo Logan Paul with the crimes he has committed over the years. And this video is over, so you might as well click it. What are you doing? Click it!